Hey everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video, and we've another interesting market. We've got IWM, which I've been keeping an eye on here. You actually had a pretty decent breakout today in IWM. You've actually got a head and shoulders reversal here, and the squeeze, which had been squeezing to the downside, with this breakout here, now could slingshot this up and could get very interesting. So when I see something like that, you know, what makes the most gains in a situation like this are the largest holdings. So if we look at IWM, the top 10 holdings in IWM ranked in order, you got AMD, that was up 1.87%. Chemours Company, 2.78%. MSCC, Microsemi. So you can see some really big gains there. So what I want to do here is just take a look at some of these and say, all right, so are any of these here providing some trading opportunities? Now, the one thing I don't like about AMD here is it's just such a heavy stock. The stock trades 40 million shares a day. I personally do not like that. I know, and everybody, all the books will tell you, oh, make sure you trade the liquid stocks. Liquid stocks don't move that much because it takes a lot of power to move them. So if we look at the Chemours Company, it's interesting. It doesn't really have a squeeze or anything like that, but it's interesting. MSCC trades about 1 million shares a day. Nice move there. Take-Two Interactive, about 2 million shares a day. Now that's what I'm talking about. Look at that beautiful squeeze. Now at this point, I think I've probably missed it, but that's the kind of stuff that I like here. It's like if IWM is going to break out, guess what its top 10 stocks are going to do. Okay, so you got the Olin Corp, you know, okay, I don't know what they do. LogMeIn, we use that, so I like that. Okay, that looks pretty solid. So you kind of get the idea here. So these are all companies that I'll be looking at tomorrow, and I do like Coherent. This is one where you've got a squeeze, top 10 holding, and it doesn't trade very much volume, meaning that, you know, if it gets a little bit of attention, it could really get going. So that to me is attractive, and that's something that we'll take a look at from there. And then, you know, from there, let's say I want to take a look at the bond market today. Bond market, what's been interesting here is that as the bond market, okay, has been going higher and the yen futures have been going higher, it's kept pressure on stocks. But you can see here with the bond market just pulling back a little bit, stocks race off. You know, stocks just, I mean, they have a very powerful move. Same thing here with the yen. Okay, yen comes down a little bit and stocks just take off. So what this is telling me here is that if bonds and yen are firm, stocks will be choppy to a little weak. But if bonds and yen, you know, pull back even a little bit, stocks are free to run. That's just very bullish for the stock market. So it just, you know, it's implying that, you know, unless bonds and yen are really rallying very hard, then just be careful shorting stocks. And I don't like the stock market here to the short side at all, even though it's been a little sloppy. And this is why, right? So that's the kind of stuff we're looking at there. All right, so a couple of questions today on a couple of the trades that I'm in, ANET and VIV and a couple other ones in CMG. So this one is lining up perfectly. And people are asking today, well, what's your target? What's your target? And what I do with this tool here is you can see here that essentially what I'm looking at is next week's I'm targeting next week's option series as a target, even though, oops, let me get my chart back. All right, so, and then what you do here is then just highlight this because those are dynamic. So my target is $145 on this. You got the squeeze, you got high short interest, and et cetera, et cetera. All right, so that's the target for that one. We'll take a look at that. And then for VIV, same thing. This one has been an awesome one. And my target on that, same thing, is I'm just going to mark this right here and just say, boom, $55 and change, okay? And then CMG, I had done the same thing with that, and it hit my levels, the last of them today. So let's take a look at that. So for CMG, we're still going to hold some of these as kind of like, let's see if this thing can do anything through earnings. But we cashed out the last of our chips today on CMG. That was great. For ANET, this has been a solid winner so far and continuing to kind of hold the course there. And then VIV as, whoops, got to type that in correctly. And VIV also just cruising along here. Okay, so what are these indicators? All right, let me see if I can squeeze all this in here. So if you go to simplertrading.com/shadow, we've got these indicators for Thinkorswim and TradeStation. So that's the triple squeeze indicator, essentially when you see all these in your varying sectors, you get a lot of power, and when you get a lot of power, you get what's called a G10, which is a greater than expected move. And if you're buying a call or buying a put, that is the best way to make money doing that. Otherwise, you need to be selling premium. And then these set up the targets at the institutions where they're getting out or defending any options that they sold. Okay, and it's just it's a great package there. So the two indicators are going to be listed on our site for about $1,000, $597 plus $397. If you are interested in these, you can get them at, I believe, 30% off. Yes, if that, again, that's my kind of the back of the envelope math there, but that seems to be pretty close. So a couple things here. If you're interested in them, $697, and this includes a free day of live trading with me on April 27th, which is next week, where I'll be placing all these trades live and show you how to use it. The goal during this class is that you'll be able to make enough during the class to actually pay for the indicators. All right, these indicators for me this year have been great. I will show you my account here again. It's been growing very steadily. So here's my, you can see it's connected real time. There's the time. This is not a GIF, so that's my balance. And if we do P&L year to date, oh man, I got to scrunch this up here. There we go. $331,000. So I started off at $117,000. Now I have $331,000 in profit. So I think that's a little more than a triple. And it just, again, it's just waiting for these trades to set up. You know, waiting for these trades to set up so I can just kind of take advantage of them. So it is a lot of kind of hurry up and wait for those factors to come together, but when they do, it's just been very powerful. All right, so anyway, hope it helps. You guys have a good night. See you at the next update.